Hello, beautiful person, beautiful people, and good friends. I am here today to spill some additional tea of what's been happening in and around the man cave for the last few weeks, month to couple of months. Now, if you have been living under a rock, or maybe you've been out someplace in outer space, you probably haven't heard that Florida and the Carolinas were pretty much devastated by not one, not two, but 3 hurricanes in the last couple of months. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about that, and then I want to share some big box store woes with you, and hopefully you'll think twice about maybe using this big box store. Alright, I will be right back. Okay, so let's back up here till September. We had Tropical Storm / Hurricane Debbie that passed by the Tampa Bay area. Didn't do a lot of damage to the bay, or to the Tampa area, other than gave us a bunch of rain and a little bit of wind, but very little damage, a few tree branches, small twigs and tree branches down. So, but you just never know what you're going to get. So, we're all on alert for Tropical Storm Debbie. Then a couple weeks pass by and we get Helene. Now, Helene was a very powerful hurricane, and although it didn't directly hit us here in Tampa, it just basically blew us away. It was only about 120 miles off to the coast to the west of Tampa, so we saw incredible amounts of rain and a lot of very gusty winds, which did do quite a bit of damage. I sustained damage from Helene here at the man cave. So, moving on after that, I call the insurance company after I get back from evacuating, and yes, I did evacuate. Get in touch with the insurance company, and they set a date to have an adjuster come out, which was, the exact date, I don't remember what it was. I think the 12th. Let me double check my dates here. I think it was October 12th, but I want to double check before I open up my big mouth. Come on, phone. No, it was, I'm sorry, the 15th. So, that would be October 15th. So, obviously with another storm, Milton, coming through, the insurance company called and canceled the appointment because they weren't going to send somebody out here to maybe have to do double work after Milton passed through. So they rescheduled it for the 26th of October, which is coming up pretty soon. So I still have no idea what insurance is going to do about helping to repair the damage in my RV. The damage was, I figured now it's probably $10,000 to $12,000 worth of damage. My awning is completely gone. My shed is obliterated with just about everything that was in there. I now have a leak that I never had before, which I think was caused by a tree branch that came down and hit my antenna on top of my RV here. It now leaks where the antenna control is. There's a little thing up on top where you can lower it and turn the direction of the antenna. So now, yeah, it's leaking there. I've got a leak in my bathroom, and even though I was fully prepared when I left, I had my slide out in. What was left of the awning from Helene was secured. I have a leak from the slide out. Now I have no idea how the water can get in from that, unless the winds were just so horribly bad. But the slide out was in and sealed, so I don't understand where the water came in from. But moving on, I'm not going to make a big spiel about what happened here. It's just really a bad situation. Still, here 2 weeks after Milton passed through, and it's still pretty sad. There's still a lot of flooding in some low-lying areas. A lot of debris still scattered around, and I'm going to pop in a couple of pictures here, or maybe more than just a couple, of just the piles of debris here in the RV park in which I live. As of yet, it is considered, I do consider it a hazard, a safety hazard, but they don't seem to care, so I'm just going to keep my nose out of it. I cleaned up my site. I made it safe for the boys and I. So, and what I've just been doing the last couple of weeks, if you noticed, I hadn't been on much. I haven't even been visiting some of my favorite channels. I'm on my last filter, and I just really need to decompress. So I've been trying to straighten up my yard, trying to do small repairs on my RV the best that I can with the financial situation that I currently have. I did apply to FEMA for aid. I haven't heard anything from them as of yet, so that I'm understanding from other people that have filed, it's taken 2 to 3 weeks for you to hear or get some sort of an interview. I don't know what else to say about things. Now, I don't live anywhere near the Gulf of Mexico or the Tampa Bay itself. I'm a good, I'd say 21, 22 miles east of the closest part of the ocean or bay. Excuse me, I gotta go let the dog out. I'll be right back. So I'm a good 20 plus miles inland to the east of any of major water, being the Gulf of Mexico or the Tampa Bay itself. So I'm not in a flood zone. I'm far enough away from everything so I don't really have to worry about flooding. But Milton dropped in excess of 12 inches of rain in just, what, 6 to 8 hours. And with all the storms that we had previous to that, the ground just couldn't handle any more water, and people flooded big time. Not to mention the storm surge that the people who live either on the Gulf or on the bay or very close to it, they really got slammed big time. So anyways, it still isn't pretty down here in Tampa. The weather's been stupendous, spectacular here since Milton came through. It ushered in some cooler, and I mean much cooler temperatures. We have been getting nighttime temperatures down in the mid to upper 60s to low 70s, which is really a godsend for those people who were without electricity. Yes, people are still out of electricity in spotty areas here 2 weeks later. It was really just a godsend for them who don't have air conditioning, that can just open up windows and still be somewhat comfortable. Alrighty, at this point, I'm just going to pop in some videos. There's not going to be any narration. It's just going to be some quick pictures of some of the debris piles and downed trees and damage here in the RV park in which I reside. Now, nobody, thank goodness, was injured or killed here in our RV park. Thank you, Jesus. Nobody sustained severe damage to their RVs. Yes, there was some minor damages, you know, awnings ripped off, I'm having a hard time remember what they're called. The shrouds on their air conditioners were ripped off. Shrouds on their propane tanks were ripped off. And anybody who had a shed similar to mine, bye-bye, it was gone. So yeah, I'm going to just pop in a couple of pictures here, and just remember this is a small RV park. So the amount of damage, I mean, we had fences down, trees, complete whole trees. One tree that was about 50 years old, a mulberry tree, which everybody absolutely loved to go and get the fruit from in late spring. Even you'd see the birds going and getting it. Children would go and get the fruit, and it's basically only half a tree now. It's gone. So I'm going to pop in a few photos here, and then I'll be back to talk to you about the big box store woe. I'll be right back. Okay, let's talk about the big box store woe here. If you followed my videos for any length of time, you know that I do a lot of ordering from Walmart.com. Heck, I order at least once a week. I get my groceries delivered at least once a week. I do major purchases from Walmart.com. I've spent a lot of money with Walmart.com in the year that I've had Walmart Plus. Now, when I came back from evacuating from Hurricane Milton, obviously I didn't have any food to eat, so I tried to get an order placed. And the first available time slot for having food delivered was this last Thursday. Several, you know, what was that, like a week after the storm passed through. That was the first available time for a delivery, and I'm like, and I can understand why. I know so many places lost power, so if a store lost power, they lost their dairy, they lost their frozen, they probably lost some of their their fruits and vegetables, and they probably lost a lot, and I understood that. I've been here in Florida long enough to know that you can lose power and lose your merchandise. So I didn't quibble about the length of time that it took to get a grocery order delivered. I ordered it, paid for it, and the day that it was supposed to be delivered, the driver shows up out here. I go out to meet the driver. Oh, let me back up and say, in the past, all I've ever had to do was sign my name on their little like cell phone thing for my groceries. That's all I've ever had to do. So driver shows up, I go out and meet the driver and try to get my groceries, and this particular person says that I now have to have a code of some sort to collect my groceries. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. I've never in over a year had to supply any kind of a code. So it didn't go very well. I mean, I didn't get my groceries. She wound up, or it was a she that delivered. She wound up leaving, and I came in, and after I calmed down, I called Walmart customer service, and I explained the situation to them. I was like, what is this about a code? Oh, it's something the first person, now mind you, I called 3 times. The first person I spoke to, oh, it was something that started today at 11 o'clock. Well, isn't that convenient? That was the time that my groceries were supposed to be delivered. So, obviously I didn't get groceries, but, you know, I tried to explain to him. It's like, I never got a code. Where does this code come from? Shouldn't it come when you place your order? And he's like, well, no, you should be getting, or you should have received some sort of a message from us stating that your order was on its way and with a code. I'm like, well, that's crazy. Why all of a sudden are you doing this now? I have never ever had to supply a code. And I've been with Walmart plus for over a year. And so I said, is there any possible way you can get those groceries back to me? I've just basically come back from evacuating. I have no food in the house. I need food. I need my groceries. Oh, well, I could try to call the store and see if we can have the driver bring it back, which right there was telling me that's a lie. And then he says, but you know what? I can send you a discount code for $15. I'm like, okay, well, that's not helping me right now. I don't have any food. He said, well, just go ahead and replace your order and see when you can get that one delivered. So that's what I did. I went back online, signed in, placed my order, and it was to be delivered the next morning. So that was a Thursday. Now, late Thursday night, I get a text message from Walmart stating that my order was canceled. Yes, the second order was canceled. Oh, at this point, I'm just going ballistic. I'm like, what the heck are you guys doing? So I called again on Friday morning, spoke to somebody else, and he's like, oh, well, your account was canceled because you didn't accept your groceries from your last order. I'm like, how could I accept my groceries from the last order when I never got a code to collect them? Now, oh, Amazon's here, but it's not for me. I'm not expecting anything from Amazon. But anyway, so I said, how can I present a code to this driver when I don't have it? So, what I neglected to mention was in the first phone call, 20 minutes after the driver had left, I checked my email, and all of a sudden there's an email stating that my order was out for delivery and there was a code. Now this is 20 minutes after the driver had already departed. So I'm like, well, that code does me a lot of good 20 minutes late. So, you know, I complained about the second order being delivered, and he says, well, I can't have your groceries redelivered today. It's just not going to happen, but you might try to call the store where they were being delivered from. I said, well, I could try that. And he says, well, I'm going to send you a discount, a $10 discount for your inconvenience and trouble. And I'm like, wow, that's really weird. The guy I spoke to yesterday was going to give me $15, which I never did get. He said, well, he wasn't authorized to give you $15. I'm stretching it to give you $10, which, again, another lie. So, at this point, I'm going bonkers. And I called, like he suggested, I called the store where the order was supposed to be delivered from. I explained the situation to who I spoke to, and I spoke to a very pleasant young lady, and she says, well, Mr. Johnson, we've been having this issue all day today. I'm like, well, then something's wrong if you're having the same issue where people are complaining about not getting a code. So I waited for several hours after that, thinking just maybe that the woman at the store where I ordered these groceries from would come through and have them redelivered, which never happened. So I called and spoke to somebody at customer service again and tried to explain to him, it was a him, and which barely spoke English, tried to explain to him what the situation was, and he's like, well, there's nothing that I can do. At this point, all I can do is turn your case over to some division of Walmart, whether it was asset protection or some other section of Walmart. I said, well, please do, because I don't feel as though I did anything wrong here. It's not my fault that I didn't get your code until 20 minutes after my order was delivered. That's just not fair. It's like, he knew that I lived in Florida. He knew that there's issues with power outages, which if there's power outages, there's going to be disruption of internet and all that stuff. Again, that's not my fault. Why are you holding that against me? So here it is now, a week later, I still have not had any resolution. So I'm just warning you, be careful with Walmart.com. They're a horrible company. I'm sorry. And I even used to work there for 14 years. I was at Walmart.com, or at Walmart. But this is crazy. And now I can't sign on. Oh, and the other thing is, because my account was suspended, I can't do anything. I can't go in and check any past orders. I can't go in and have access to the movie service that they give you when you're a Walmart.com member. I can't do any kind of return. Not that I have anything that I want to return, but I can't even do a simple return. Let's say the TV that I bought all of a sudden died, and it's still under 30 days since I got it. I still couldn't return it because it was purchased at Walmart.com. So be careful with Walmart.com. I used to speak their praises and how convenient it was for me, and I'm sure it would be convenient for others, but not if they're going to treat their customers like that. It's just unreal. Absolutely unreal. And I tried to explain to this last person that I spoke to, I'm like, I've ordered a lot, and you can see, he had my account there. He says, yeah, Mr. Johnson, you have ordered a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a good customer. Bucky, get down, please. I'm a good customer. It just irritates me that I can't place an order. I'm like, but you know what? There are other services out there that do deliver groceries. Amazon delivers groceries. Kroger has a delivery service. And you can order through Lyft and Uber Eats. And I told him, I said, you're not the only person around here that I can order groceries from. And that didn't make a difference. And I also told him that I am going to go on my YouTube channel and I'm going to tell my story about how you are treating me. Whether you like it or not, all you can do is sue me or ask me to take the video down, which I will do. You will not sue me, and I will not take my video down. I am only speaking the truth here. Yes, I'm still a little wound up. So I've just been trying to decompress, and get my wits about me here, trying to do cleanup and little repairs that I can do. I haven't touched my sewing machine in, oh gosh, quite some time now, because I'm too angry to even sew. People don't understand how mentally taxing a hurricane can be. Not to mention financially taxing. I mean, if you they suggest that you have a week's worth of groceries and water on hand in the event that, God forbid, something really, really bad should happen to you and you can't get out. And that they say groceries, medication, water, pet food. Now, because I evacuated, I did have food. I did buy extra food to take to my friends who I stayed with, because I can't go and expect them just to feed me and not provide anything. So I brought extra food for that. So this was 2 hurricanes, 2 weeks apart, that I had to do this for, and a tropical storm a couple weeks just before that. Although we were not ordered to evacuate for the tropical storm Debbie, but Helene and Milton we did have to evacuate for. I'll be right back. My battery is dead. So I'm not trying to turn this video into anything like a pity party or anything like that. I just want to explain why I've been gone. And a quick thank you to those that have supported me via this channel, via my Facebook page, and those that have contacted me directly through instant messages and phone calls. You know, your caring just means so much to me, and it helped get me through some of these difficult times. And I'm really sorry to my creator friends who I try to visit whenever they do lives. I haven't had it in me. You know, I'm outside cleaning and rearranging. The yard is, there's really nothing left of the yard except weeds at this point. Oh God, hold on. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. My neighbor was knocking on the side of my trailer wanting to speak to me. So again, I'm very sorry to all my friends and fellow creators who I have not been able to either get caught up on with their videos and see their lives. I'm so sorry. I will make it a point in the next few days to try to get caught up on watching your videos. And again, thank you to all of those who have reached out via Facebook, via text messages, via phone calls, and through YouTube, and expressed their caring about the man cave and the boys and I. We are okay. The boys actually enjoyed their time away. They had a huge backyard to play with, and the people that I went and stayed with, they have two of the most friendliest pit bulls you'd ever want to meet. These two dogs will just absolutely kiss you to death. And so they had their dogs to play with, and it was just, other than having a storm, it was kind of a vacation in a way. I shouldn't say it that way. For the kids it was, because they got all this big huge yard to play with or play in. So I'm gonna cut it short here. I'm mentally exhausted, emotionally exhausted. I really need just to take a day and not do a darn thing and just kind of sleep all day. And I think that day is going to be coming up soon. But I got to hold out because I got the insurance adjuster coming this weekend sometime. In some respects, I'm hoping that they total my trailer and then I'll just get something new, or maybe not brand new, but used, but something that's not going to have leaking issues, and something where I'm not going to have to worry about replacing an awning, an air conditioning, and all the other little things that are going to need to be replaced. So I don't know if that's going to happen or not. There was one gentleman who had a tree that went through his roof. I think I might have mentioned it in one of my previous videos. Had a tree that went through his roof, left a hole, not much bigger than the size of a basketball, which he has repaired, and the tree scraped up the side of his rig a little bit. All cosmetic, but his insurance company totaled his rig. And it was a brand new rig. He had it less than 6 months. And they've totaled it. So, unbelievable. So I don't know what's going to happen at this point. I don't know where I'm going to be or what's going to happen here in the man cave. So I do know that I have another video that I will be recording here soon. I have happy mail that I would like to talk about. So I'm going to say so long. Sorry that this rambled on so long, and it was not my intention. I wanted to make it short and sweet and right to the point. But you know me, when I start chit-chatting, I just ramble on and on and on. So I will see you all again real soon, and thank you all so much for your continued support, watching my videos, liking them, commenting, and especially those that are in the Caveman Club. Your help has been just amazing right now, and those that have just bought coffees for me. So, alright, I'm going to say so long. I will see you all again really, really soon. I am gone. Whoosh.